Attention chiropractors, slayers of subluxation, unleashers of the imprisoned impulse. I am Dr. Anthony Pellegrino from ChiroEdge, and welcome to this week's episode of the Chiropractic Research Breakdown, where each week we break down the most relevant chiropractic science and philosophy to empower you with the ammo and certainty necessary to change your community from the inside out. Looking forward to diving into some things with you guys today. So first off, we're going to go ahead. I just wanted to kind of issue a little bit of a challenge to you guys. For those of you guys who don't know, we at ChiroEdge, as well as in our practice, I have Absolute Chiropractic in New Jersey. If you've gone online, you've seen a lot about Clickfunnels recently. And we use that nonstop for both of our companies here. And I love accountability. And there was an offer that I saw them come out with I saw it over the last couple of weeks that I decided to go all in with, and I'm hoping that you guys join me. So go ahead and hit me up if you want to join me. But it's a 30-day challenge. It's called the One Funnel Away Challenge, and it's because I love accountability. I think it's awesome. So each and every day, there's 30 days of video missions in terms of building out a funnel in your account from Russell Brunson, the creator himself. There's 30 days of coaching that go with that. There's a customized 30-day plan. There's a physical copy of the challenge workbook. There's an MP3 player. There's a hardcover book. There's access to interviews. There's behind the scenes stuff, but all that's great. Just the 30 days of video missions there of the One Funnel Away Challenge, going through absolutely everything that if you were to say, if I lost everything, where would you start and how would you build a company in 30 days? It's $100 for the whole thing. I hope you guys join me. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to kind of post my successes on here for both the practice and for ChiroEdge, and just watching how to build that online community. So you can get a link to that. I made it nice and easy versus giving you all like the website, everything like that. We just put a redirect link from our website, and that's chiroedgemedia.com/funnel. So yeah, go ahead and use that link. I would appreciate it as well because I do have affiliate programs and stuff like that. So I hope that you join me with that. So great. That's not why you're here though. You're here to learn about chiropractic care and the science and philosophy. So just to kind of announce this month, as you guys know, we were hit a lot of Heart Health Month. Next, our monthly theme is going to be multiple sclerosis. So I want to issue you guys a challenge with that as well. We're going to kind of put stuff on our page as well, our Facebook page at ChiroEdge. And for MS, what I'm going to do is each week, I'm going to be breaking down research on this podcast. And what I'm going to do for my practice as well, I want what you guys to do is each week use the information that you learn on this podcast. If you're subscribed to the ChiroEdge service where you get the patient newsletters, go on there, read those, and make just an educational video about MS, right? Tie in chiropractic always some way, but talk about what it is, how chiropractic relates to it, what changes these people say. Each and every week, make a video about that, just educating, okay? On that last week of the month, include a patient video, a patient testimonial of somebody who has great results with MS, and watch that engagement go, right? Constantly be sending this traffic to the funnel that you create in your One Funnel Away Challenge at chiroedgemedia.com/funnel, and retarget that using the Facebook pixel. If you don't have that set up, please hire somebody to set that up. Honestly, you can hire somebody. I use for my practice, I use Billy Sticker and Chiro Candy, which has been awesome. I did a lot of it myself beforehand because I do love this stuff. But I mean, go on Upwork if you don't know how to do it, and ask somebody how to install your Facebook pixel. That's going to be huge for you. So that's what I want you to do this coming month. Starting next week, when we go through each of these videos, or when we each go through each one of these podcasts, take whatever you learn on that and just make a quick patient educational video on there for your community. Please go ahead and do that. And then on that last month or throughout the month, go ahead and post video testimonials about MS as well. It's going to be great. Today, our research that we're going to be breaking down as we dive into it has nothing to do with MS. It has nothing to do with funnels. It has everything to do with subluxation, kind of, and it has everything to do with mom and with baby. Now, I went to Life University, for those of you guys who don't know, and everybody is terrified of Dr. Matthew McCoy, who goes to Life University, or was terrified of Dr. Matthew McCoy when he was at Life. And part of the reasons why is because he demands nothing short of excellence, and he'll sit there with a mean face on and grill you on questions that as a doctor, getting your doctorate, you should be able to understand about chiropractic, about neurology, because that is what chiropractic is, right? So at the end of every, like your capstone, he would go and he would do presentation and he would grill people on basically what their presentation about. I got to present on the pathophysiology of Zika virus, which was pretty cool. But the quarter before us, I remember one group, he asked them a really specific question, was how can a subluxation mom affect the health and like genetics of the baby? And it stumped people because, some people try to take a philosophical route. Someone tried to be like, well, pressure on the bone is on the nerve that goes to the uterus. And he just basically ripped that apart. But it's something that we should understand. And what's most important here is as we're going to go dive into this and actually dive into what can actually happen there, it's not something that's a chiropractic principle. It's a science. It's a physiology principle. This very same information that's published in these journals is something that you can just open up Guyton's textbook of physiology and find it right there, which is amazing. So we're going to be diving into an article from 2018 in the Journal of Perinatal Medicine. Notice how this is in the Journal of Perinatal Chiropractic Medicine, right? Because I hate chiropractic medicine together. Notice how this isn't the Journal of Chiropractic. This isn't Annals of Vertebral Subluxation Research. This is the Journal of Perinatal Medicine. And what they're talking about is dependencies between maternal and fetal autonomic tone. Subluxation, tone, the autonomic system, the brain, disafferentation, dysautonomia. It's all starting to come together. What this article attempted to do was assess how, and this is a quote, disturbances in maternal physiology can cause changes in the fetal condition that may lead to impaired fetal development. According to the hypothesis on the developmental origins of health and disease, intrauterine developmental impairments may extend into adulthood. They say that the placenta represents a vital interface between the mom and fetus. Yeah, we know that. Maternal fetal blood circulation constitutes an important and essential link between the mother and the fetus. Fetal supply of oxygen and nutrients is maintained via the uteral placental and fetal perfusion. What does that have to do with us? What does that have to do with chiropractic care? Blood flow in the uteral placental vessels is subject to autonomic nervous system regulation by changes in vascular resistance. Previously, studies have shown that maternal anxiety, increased sympathetic state, chronic sympathetic state, will increase vascular resistance and therefore decrease blood flow and nutrients going to baby. Relaxation that has been induced, and they measured that by inducing relaxation via induced hypnosis, has been shown to lower sympathetic dominance, to improve parasympathetic control, and to lower vascular resistance, therefore increasing the amount of oxygen and nutrients going to baby. The circulation also can transport other molecules like hormones, especially stress hormones such as cortisol. And placental corticotropin releasing hormone plays a key role in regulating the stress hormone in both mom and fetus. Unfavorable stress hormones can program the fetal HPA axis, which can influence autonomic tone of offspring later in life. The HPA axis, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is something that, as we're going to go ahead after we review this, talk about how subluxation relates to, we talk about almost every week or every other week in this podcast, okay? Because one of the major effects of chiropractic, when you hear people talk about chiropractic boosts immunity by 200%, I'm sorry, that's made up, okay? What does that actually mean? However, it does improve immune system regulation. It does improve the function of the immune system via better control over the HPA axis. They say all the mentioned considerations raise the question as to whether and as to what extent a correlation between the maternal and fetal autonomic tone can be shown in physically and physiologically healthy pregnant women. So if you're not excited yet, what we're literally looking at is how the function of mom's nervous system is going to correlate with the function of baby's nervous system throughout pregnancy. What they did, well, they took 141 healthy women at 19 to 40 weeks gestational age and used a magnetocardiograph to measure HRV in both mom and baby. There's lots of little things in the paper that they talk about how this thing works, and I don't want to go into it. Just know that's what they did. HRV measured in mom, HRV measured in baby, and they wanted to see how closely those HRV measurements related, and they wanted to see, is there a correlation between the two? And more importantly, as we progress through pregnancy, does that correlation become stronger? That's what we're looking at here. Here's what we found. Significant correlations between the fetal and maternal heart rate and HRV indicated an increasing interrelationship with advancing fetal maturity. These findings indicate a synchronous activation of maternal and fetal autonomic systems. Higher sympathetic autonomic tones reflected an increase in sympathetic transmitting substances that affect the vascular tone, resulting in vasoconstriction and consecutive reduced perfusion. They conclude that correlations between maternal and fetal autonomic control can be reliably monitored by standard HRV parameters during the third trimester. The correlations increase with advancing gestational age and active fetal labor. These correlations may have implications for the diagnosis of maternal and fetal developmental disturbances. Okay, that's a lot. It's science, words, big words. Let's break it down. What do we need to do? How is this important for your practice? How is this important for your community? Here's the bottom line. If mom's nervous system, if she has dysautonomia, which is one of the 4 Ds of disadvantation, if her body is not functioning properly, if her nervous system is not functioning properly, baby's nervous system is going to mimic that, okay? Not only is this altered HRV, this altered parasympathetic, sympathetic balance going to literally constrict or dilate the vessels that allow for proper perfusion of nutrients, of oxygen, and of hormones through the placental barrier to baby, but the baby's nervous system is literally going to reflect this after they are born. This is going to have huge neurodevelopmental relationships. If you've never heard of the Bruce Lipton quote, which is my favorite, our body cannot be in both growth and in defense at the same time. That is literally what we're talking about. A chronic sympathetic dominance in mom, a fight or flight state in mom, whether because of external stress factors or internal, is going to cause the same thing in baby. We can see this and have seen this in other researchers. We've seen how epigenetic control of stress genes, okay, in victims of the Holocaust, those genes are still remain active in their grandchildren, that the epigenetic change has been passed from generation to generation, from generation to generation. So the abnormal external negative stresses can get passed from generation to generation genetically. It can also be passed in just simply altering the way in which the body adapts to and responds to stress, which is literally what the autonomic tone tells us. So chiropractically, if mom has a misalignment of the spine, if she has a joint dysfunction, tensions on the muscles and ligaments, if she has back pain, doesn't matter how you want to look at this. Okay, if a subluxation is present, we are going to use that word because it means that not only is there joint dysfunction, but there is a nervous system component, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Okay, if a subluxation is present, no matter where it is in the spine, there are proprioceptors that are going to bombard the brain with afferent, meaning from the body up to the brain, information. Okay? Because of this, because of the control that this information, the frontal cortex, has over things like the hypothalamus, therefore the limbic system, therefore the pituitary, therefore the adrenal axis, there are going to be huge immune system responses, as well as this is going to put mom into a state of most likely increasing her sympathetic state. I'm not just saying this. There are thousands of chiropractors around the world who measure HRV using the Insights Core Score on a daily basis and can see when individuals come into their office who are subluxated that they tend to be in a more chronic sympathetic dominant state, and that with adjustments over a period of time, that measurement will literally change and we can watch that person's nervous system adapt better. We can measure this. We can see this. This isn't even a research trial. This is just what we see each and every day. And it's just what we expect to see. We measure that. If we're not getting better improvements in adaptability of the nervous system, we're doing a crappy job. Just all over the country. We know that when we deliver a specific scientific adjustment to mom, correct that subluxation, not only are we making her feel better, during pregnancy, at 36 weeks, when she's like, anything I can do to have less sciatica, anything that I can do to have less pubic bone pain, and we adjust that, we better be educating to let her know it's not just about you being comfortable right now. It's not even just about having a healthy, easier pregnancy, and easier labor, and easier birth, decreasing labor times by 38% or 60% or whatever the heck you say in your office, because who knows where those numbers come from. It's not only about that, but research that isn't chiropractic, lets us know that adjustment will literally alter your child's ability to adapt to and handle stresses later in life. That it will literally relate to clearing out interference, vital interference, that has correlations that can impact the diagnosis of maternal and fetal developmental disturbances, which isn't from us, it's from the Journal of Perinatal Medicine. So please stop throwing out the word subluxation. Stop saying that it's dead. Stop saying that it's false, because it's true. And the second we as a profession pull our heads out of our butts, the second we can actually stop hating medicine, stop hating these people who know the exact same things about physiology that we do, stop hating ourselves, trying to think that we're something that we're not, trying to get rid of the core of our profession, which is the nervous system component, in order to fit more and closely into this model of what medicine wants us to be, which is neck pain and back pain, right? About what we think, not even what they want us to be, what we want to be, because we don't feel strong enough in what we went to school with, and we didn't actually learn any philosophy or learn any science other than neck pain and back pain. We never learned how to actually adjust specifically, so we're not getting nervous system results. So because of that, we try to change the entirety of the profession because we suck, right? The second we get our heads out of our butts, and the second we start embracing who we are, and what we are not, that is when we can begin to embrace the research that's out there that's not ours. We can start to fit into where we truly should belong, which is enhancing the function of the nervous system, because all medical research points to the fact that increased control over the autonomic system is going to result in increased quality of life, not only for mom, not only for you, not only for grandpa, but for baby and for the entirety of their trajectory of their health forever. Okay. Oh, I didn't ramble too much there. That was pretty exciting for me. I'm sweating a little bit. Dr. Anthony Pellegrino from ChiroEdge. This was another week of the chiropractic research breakdown. Please join us in our challenge next month. Join me on the One Funnel Away challenge at chiroedgemedia.com/funnel. And if you want to jump in on our Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month and get those patient newsletters ready to deliver to your community, go ahead and sign up on our website at chiroedgemedia.com. If you just go and put in your information there, you'll get 2 weeks of newsletter content. It's generic content. It's not specific around the theme. But if you go and do that, you can get a 2-week free trial of our premium service if you just put in your card information. And when you do that, we'll go ahead and brand, keep you up to date with the theme that we have going on. We'll put in your logo and stuff like that. It's still free for 2 weeks, but that's the difference between the two levels on the website, chiroedgemedia.com. Hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much. I love you. Go slay those subluxations this week.